Let's take a look now at our top story, clearly, that India today has been focusing on. It is the 6th day of continuous protests by doctors in Kolkata. On one side, there are junior doctors who are demanding state government to ensure their safety. And on the other, Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee is blaming the doctors for refuting her government's outreach initiative at making peace. In the end, remember, it is the patient who is the worst hit. Here's a ground report from Bengal.
Patients continue to suffer as the standoff between Bengal doctors and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee intensified on day 6. Mamata sparked yet another controversy as she cancelled her plan to meet the injured doctor Paribaha from NRS hospital, who was attacked on June 10th, triggering the massive protests. Didi's U-turn comes even as the protesting doctors from NRS hospital refuse to call off the strike until the CM meets them personally.
The easiest way to sort out the problem that they accept the demands on principle and they implement those demands as soon as possible.
The doctors reiterated their demand despite a meeting with TMC MP and IMA President Shantanu Sen.
কিন্তু জীবিতে বসে আমি দেখেছি যে এনআরএস তো দূরের কথা, ডাক্তারও নয়, যারা পাশ করে গেছে অনেক দিন আগে বা অন্য জায়গায় চাকরি করে তারাও এদেরকে বিভ্রান্ত করার জন্য কিছু মানুষ এখানে বসে আছে। আমি অনুরোধ করব তাদের শুভবুদ্ধি উদয় হোক, জোর করে এই এনআরকিটাকে তারা জিয়ে রাখতে চাইছে, এটা কিন্তু ঠিক হয় না। পলিটিক্যাল যারা আছে।
But Mamata is under fire not just in Bengal. In the national capital, AIIMS doctors have issued an ultimatum to Didi, threatening to go on an indefinite strike if the demands of the protesting doctors are not met. Doctors from 14 Delhi government hospitals will also show their solidarity by holding a symbolic strike on Sunday. As the face-off continues, IMA has urged the centre to introduce a law for the protection of doctors.
All residents, junior residents or senior residents, all they are back in work. But if the condition is still continue to be worse in Kolkata, we'll again definitely go to indefinite strike from 17. We have given 48 hours ultimatum.
Apart from doctors across India, the centre is also putting pressure on Mamata. Sources say that MHA has issued an advisory to West Bengal government and sought a report on the doctors' strike. Meanwhile, Mamata continued to reiterate her claim that the stir was fanned by outsiders. However, she urged the doctors to end the strike peacefully.
There must be an end. Health service cannot continue like this. We have not taken any action. Even I am not going to take any police action.
Unless and until this strike is called off, there is no, end in sight to the logjam at this point in time. The doctors are adamant. They want the Chief Minister to come and speak to them. At the same time, it is the patients on the ground who are actually suffering on the ground. But camera person Probir Biswas for India Today in Kolkata.
And after the letter written by the CM to the doctors, the Bengal Governor Kesari Nath Tripathi has written to Mamata Banerjee advising her to take immediate steps to provide security to the doctors. This is the big breaking news on India Today right now. The governor has expressed sadness at her alleged non-responsiveness to his efforts to hold talks with him over the issue of these agitating doctors. So before I start that important discussion, we have some big questions that are lined up about this controversy in Bengal. Question number 1, why did the doctors snub Mamata's talks offer, the outreach that she had given to these doctors? Question number 2, what stopped Mamata Banerjee from meeting the injured doctor in person and express solidarity and empathy? Question number 3, isn't the safety of doctors also paramount? The big question that the medical fraternity has been asking from the Chief Minister. And question number 4, perhaps the most important, is petty politics being now played out over citizens' apathy? Let me now introduce our guests for this evening. Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, Padma Shri awardee and chairman, Nephron Clinics. Also Professor Monajit Mondal, he's the professor at Jadavpur University. And from the Bharatiya Janata Party, spokesperson Shazia Ilmi, because the Trinamool Congress and the CM has been blaming the BJP as well. I want to first start with Professor Monajit Mondal. And The question is what everybody has been asking. Why did the Chief Minister not make a simple visit to the injured doctor, meet them in person, express solidarity and empathy? They are part of the state as well, of its machinery. Instead, she decided to get into a blame game.
Pooja, I mean, probably you did not follow the press conference, from the day one, the CM has been trying to contact with these people, these agitating doctors. She sent her, junior minister, the police commissioner, and then again the senior doctors, the, the health officials, the director of the health services, all are in touch with the junior doctors.
And
But
yet,
without
when
yielding
the
any kind
issue
of
became
result from
so
their
huge,
side.
the Chief
Yes,
Minister
since
even
yesterday,
then did
Mamata
not
Banerjee has
visit the
been
injured
waiting
doctor,
for,
Mr. Mondal.
waiting for the CM has again sent to her, emissaries to the injured doctor, and let me tell you, he is doing extremely fine. The doctor, there is a report from that particular hospital, the doctors will be released in a day or two. He is extremely fine, and by the grace of God he has survived. That's a very good news for us. Having said that, none of us are denying the demands of the doctors, and even as it is quite clear from the Chief Minister's press conference that some of the demand, if not more, all of their demands have been made. Then what are they now waiting for? They are just waiting for the CM to go there and end the impasse. Now, is it possible, Pooja?
Why not?
Can you have talk in an open place like that? I mean, that's what you're asking for. No. Why? Is it possible? Is it possible? You want to have, then the issues are not important in that case. So now, going by the argument of yourself and the doctor, the issues are unimportant. The most important thing is that the CM has to go and meet them personally there. CM
Because
wants
sir,
to
many
meet
would
them
say,
personally.
yes,
CM is
Professor
invited
Mondal,
them
there is
since
also
yesterday.
about
She has
a
been waiting
perception,
since
the
yesterday.
perception
what
that the
many
Chief
would say?
Minister would have
What
liked
many
to be
would
seen as
say?
reaching out to the
many
doctor.
would say, what many would say? Why
Okay.
are you not letting me? Why are you not letting me finish? Why are you
Please
not letting me finish?
Please
we are
finish.
all empathizing with the doctors and their demand. But now the demand, the one single demand is that the CM has to go there and meet there in that public place. That is the demand. Now, was that the demand since the beginning? No.
So what is your
Here,
fear,
no.
Professor
So the
Mondal?
egos,
Okay.
Now they have
Okay.
come up with their egos.
If
And
I go with what you're saying, what is your fear? That there could be trouble against
the common
her?
people, the patients are suffering. No, I mean, do the doctor trust the Chief Minister? Do they trust the Chief Minister?
Dr. Sanjeev Agai.
If they don't trust the Chief Minister, then where lies the question of dialoguing? And if they trust the Chief Minister,
Okay.
they were invited by the Chief Minister herself to come to talk to her.
All right. Let's put that question to the health
finish.
professionals.
Their
Okay.
teachers
Yes.
went there, the senior
Professor
doctors.
Mondal,
they're
you
all-
made your point.
No, they're all reputed doctors, Mr.
Dr. Sanjeev Agai, are
Dr.
issues
Ghosh,
more important?
they're
Now
all
that the
very,
CM has
very
said
nationally,
that
internationally
all the
reputed
demands
doctors.
will be fulfilled, why still this pressure of this personal meeting? Because important would be to get back to work and to ensure that this impasse is now resolved, Dr. Bagai.
Yes.
Hi, good evening. I think the previous panelists had mentioned that the various emissaries were sent. But I think for decades and years together, the doctors have shown empathy, dedication, hard work, total commitment towards treating patients at great sacrifice for their own personal needs and own personal sacrifices. What the doctors really require is physical security, mental and psychological security at a workplace. It's very obvious in a high pressure system like a medical system. None of the doctors, forget the juniors or the seniors, no doctor can work under pressure or under a fear that he may get beaten up or thrashed or land up in an ICU himself or herself. The doctors are showing empathy. I don't think it's a major issue if a particular government representative, as a senior most person, when the thing has escalated to that level, goes to meet
Yes.
the injured person who's a doctor. He's been injured for no fault of his or hers at a workplace, and I don't think it would be out of place if a chief minister goes and just touches the hand of the injured doctor, meets the family, let the dialogue, let the discussion subsequently
No, so Professor
take
Mondal
place
is asking
in her
how is that
office.
possible
I have no problem
in that
with
public
that,
environment?
but I think it's a gesture.
And that issues are more important. Get back to work.
Why is it not possible? Why is it not possible?
No, I have not said this. I have not said this.
No, I think, listen, it's very clear that no doctor will compromise the life of any patient. That's a no-brainer.
Okay.
Our commitment over decades has been to treat, to heal patients to the utmost capacity what we have. I have said this repeatedly in many television interviews that almost all doctors have sacrificed their youth and their entire life to treat patients. All what we need
Yes.
and what we are asking and begging for is that we should not be under a threat or a physical abuse or be beaten up. The first impact, the most vulnerable are the junior doctors, the ladies, the young girls
Yes.
who are there to treat. Why are we hitting people who are there to heal? It makes complete nonsense.
So you're
Now,
saying,
if the
are you
CM
saying that doctors and
is
especially
being asked to
interns
come
and junior
meet,
doctors are
I
soft
don't
targets?
even think. Yeah, they're absolutely soft targets, but what I'm trying to make a larger point is that there should be no ego, there should be no friction in this.
Okay.
If a particular gesture needs to be made, I think she's a chief minister, she's the mother of the state. It's a half-an-hour journey to the hospital. Just let her meet the doctor for 10 minutes.
Professor Mondal wants
Let
to
the
respond before I go to
subsequent
the
dialogues
BJP
and
spokesperson.
all the
Yes,
ice-breaking
Professor
take
Mondal.
place later.
It is about being seen as being empathetic. I remember a doctor yesterday said, Professor Mondal, that she's not the chief minister only of the state, she's also the chief minister of these doctors.
But the doctors, do you please ask the doctors whether they trust her or not? They have clearly today, in today's letter, when they refused the meeting at 5 p.m., they were saying in Bengali that we do not actually trust her in a closed door meeting.
Professor
So what does
Bagai,
it tell
let's
us?
make it clear. Are you
What
saying
does it
that do
suggest?
the doctors not
You
trust
hate
her?
the
Why did they
person.
not accept
No, you
her
hate the
outreach
person, but you
initiative?
please respect the chair.
Yes.
Respect the chair. This is a chair
Professor
of the
Bagai,
chief
did you
minister.
also
She has
disrespect and
personally
distrust
written
the
to you
chair
to come to the
of-
secretariat
of Bengal
along with
CM?
senior doctors.
Yeah,
There would have been
I
5
think-
Yes.
senior doctors who are doctors like Dr.
know-
Bagai.
Fair
Dr.
enough,
Bagai
fair enough.
knows them.
You know, did the
Dr.
doctors
Ghosh,
also
Dr.
make this an
Mukhopadhyay,
ego
they are
issue at
very
some level,
well-known
Dr.
doctors in the
Bagai?
country.
Yes.
Professor, what I would request is someone needs to take a stand, and there is no higher authority in a state as bigger than a chief minister. And if this is my personal view, and I would be perhaps representing a larger segment of the medical fraternity, if a chief minister goes down and meets a person who's been thrashed, innocent person being thrashed at a workplace, as a hospital, serving the poor, serving the needy, I think it will go a great way forward in bridging the gap and a healing touch. It's just a 30-minute journey. I really don't understand where the roadblock is, and I don't
Okay.
know why the concept of who's trusting, not trusting. I think the larger interest of patients are in mind, and I think the first step can be taken by the chief minister. Just drive down and say, listen, I care, I am really sorry for what has happened, I will take every step to ensure that this incident never happens again, and I will also ensure that the culprit of this, who has done this heinous crime of hitting a doctor in a workplace,
But they have
is
been arrested.
brought to justice.
Doctor,
Yes.
That's
not
all
the
what
demand
needs to
of
be
the
said.
agitating
Okay.
doctors.
Yes, as Bengal CM
That's
said
not
that
the
they
demand
have
of
been
the
taken into
agitating
arrest.
doctors.
Let's get. I request gentlemen to please stay on, because I want to get Bharatiya Janata Party. I don't want to let them off as well, because Shazia, while this controversy was playing out, which has now become a pan-India protest, a doctor's stir, the BJP, rather than calm down nerves, were also making controversial statements, and that is why Bengal CM then said it was a political communal conspiracy. They're trying to bring out communities of patients and of the doctors. So the BJP also did try and score a political point, isn't it?
Nothing is further from the truth, and we've been following the reports on a daily basis. The first thing Mamata Banerjee did, instead of taking the advice of what Dr. Bagai is saying, taking the advice of others, and what should be the normal course of action for a state chief minister to do, would be to go and meet the patient, meet the doctors, and accede to the demands and at least hear them out, offer a humane ear, if nothing else. But what does she do? She goes into, she sniffs some controversy. She says there's a conspiracy going on. There is some, this is being deliberately done against her party, and this is a political conspiracy. BJP is behind it. BJP and CPM are having a love affair. Muslim patients are being told by BJP to the doctors that they should not be seeing the patients. They should be Bengali speaking people versus the non-Bengali the language used should be Bangla instead of any other. I mean, look at all that statement she's made. She should have gone first, she should have apologized, she should have taken care of the medical fraternity and their demands. But what does she do?
Professor
She makes
Mondal,
it all about politics. She makes it about Hindu Muslims. She makes it about patients, doctors.
Professor Mondal, did the Chief Minister not fall straight into the trap?
It is a simple case
so to
of
say,
maladministration.
the opposition, because remember, isn't it correct, she's also the health minister and she's managing that ministry, so in that respect she should have made that attempt as well. Yes. Do you think calling it a political communal conspiracy made it worse? She in fact gave it to the BJP to then take it forward.
No, what attempt? That is, but that is not the issue out here. That's a different issue. That's the political part of it. But how to end the impasse? That should be the principal issue.
That has
We are not
enraged
going
the
into what
doctors.
Mukul has said,
I've
what Mr.
heard the
Dilip Ghosh
doctors
has
say
said.
that we are not terrorists. We are not from any party.
You enrage
We do
everybody.
not want to indulge in any party. That is much
you
later.
enrage everybody.
That is much
no,
later.
You are enraging me as well.
Please listen to what the doctors are saying.
That's what your,
the doctors are saying we have nothing to do with politics. The
you don't even maintain the
that we have nothing to do with
politics. You don't know minimum courtesy when you appear on national television.
Why are you mentioning the
don't maintain minimum civility when you appear on national television. Despite the fact that you won such a huge mandate, you don't know how to maintain civility. You don't even want to learn from your Prime Minister, who at least maintains civility. When I'm speaking, you are barging in. That's not civilized behavior. That is not civilized behavior. When I am speaking, you are buzzing in. That is not civility. Do I need to teach you civility?
God, that is bothering you.
Do I need to teach you civility? When I speak, you don't need to buzz in. That is not civility.
You've spoken the most.
Shazia, do you think even the BJP leaders tried to make a political point of closing comment, Shazia? Was the BJP also?
No, that is not what anchor. That's a very small point.
No.
I've spoken the least.
If I have spoken much, then you please complain to the
closing comment to Shazia and then to the gentleman.
Shazia,
go ahead.
Please stop being so arrogant.
What do you think happened? Where do you think the government went wrong?
Stop being so arrogant, sir. This is not about you. This has nothing to do with you and me. Please behave yourself. No, talk properly first of all. And you are displaying exactly what Mamata does. Paranoia and arrogance. All of you. This is why there is a failure and complete breakdown of administration in your state because you all are arrogant and you are paranoid.
Please stop her. Please stop her.
Okay, with the Bharatiya Janata Party and the TMC, the political blame game that continues. Dr. Bagai, the closing comment to you as the update is that Mamata Banerjee has said, I approve all the demands and I request the doctors and medical practitioners to get back to work. Do you think now it is important that the doctors do end this stir for now, or do you think there is still that more needs to be done? Closing comments, sir.
Yeah, I think keeping this completely apolitical, what does a father or a mother of a family or a state do? It reaches out to people who the person is responsible to. She's the leader of the state. She needs to reach out to a person who's calling for her. I don't think there is an issue.
But when will this end, Dr. Bagai? When will this end?
My personal view is she should just drive down. Yeah. Now, the real fear amongst the medical community and the fraternity, and mainly more so in West Bengal, is that this episode may repeat again. So, the protection which is required for doctors at that workplace, protection for the young students and interns, no one sends their children, the parents don't send their children to a workplace like a hospital in which the children themselves, while treating, land up in a neurosurgery
Sir, I think that's a fair point, Dr. Bagai, because, you know, for a chief minister to send a message to the interns or to the junior doctors, not accuse them of being outsiders and making a conspiracy, I think that would be important for the CM to win trust of the medical practitioners as well. Thank you so much, Professor Mondal and Shazia Elmi, and also Dr. Bagai. Let's just hope that this specific impasse gets over, because not only Bengal but practitioners across the country are protesting right now. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, while that continues, it is also important that there is a huge match that's coming up, the blockbuster clash, and that also we are tracking right now. The matches that have been lost out due to rains during the World Cup are already making headlines, and the unpreparedness of England and Wales Cricket Board has come in for some serious flack this time from Sunil Gavaskar and Harbhajan Singh, because they seem shocked that organisers have failed to keep the entire outfield covered. Listen in to this conversation. It's an India Today exclusive as we now track the field of sports.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.